Hey guys, Blue Bear Crypto back with another video. Today I thought I'd just do a quick insight on how I work out when these go on and what the process is that I go through. So at the moment I can't really afford to pay for these to run constantly. The Casper miners stay on and the Avalon stays on. That's only low power. So I've got 6 KS0 Pros and that's using 600 watts. And then this one is using, I think it was like 140 watts, but I can't remember off the top of my head. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll get the new half-hourly tracker rates with Octopus, and they've just come through, and it's good. We are able to turn the rigs on between about 1:30 till 10 in the morning, and the cost per kilowatt will be lower than 10p. I think it's probably like an average of like 7p, maybe 8p, but it's not been like that for a few days, so I'm going to get them on. I try and keep them on for as long as possible, but obviously if I can't afford to pay out of pocket to keep them running, then there's no point in having them on for longer if it's just going to impact everything else in the short term. So yeah, this is how I do it. In my Octopus Energy app, I'll show you what the details are that I check in app. Alright, so we're in Octopus Compare, and this has my API details for my smart meter, so it can basically take all of the data on how much I'm using, and also I've input what tariff I'm on. It combines the two to tell me how much I'm going to use, and also I can go back to previous days and it will tell me how much I've used on like a week or a month basis. So a lot of information, but the important thing is here today, so between the hours of say 2 o'clock and 8:30 or 9:30, the rate's cheaper than 10p, but then if you check the rest of the day, so just before the peak time, which is 4 o'clock, we're at about 15p, and then it goes up to 30p. So these peak times, I can always avoid them because my battery is big enough for me to charge up before that time. So I'll charge up in the green period and then make sure that it starts running at the 4 o'clock time, and then it will probably carry me over till about maybe 3 o'clock in the morning if I've not got both of the rigs on. I'll change that in my Lux Power app, which is the battery. So currently battery's at 75%. It's been running since 4 o'clock. The surplus solar that we get from the day keeps the battery going a little bit longer at the moment. Don't really get that much in winter, but you get quite a bit in the summer. Battery will last until probably when we're hopefully starting to use the rigs today. So I'm currently discharging to grid. So I've also set up a rule as well. If I have surplus battery power during peak times, I will discharge between 7:15 and 7 o'clock, and that just means that I can push a little bit of juice back into the grid during the peak time, and that basically just gives me a little bit of money back, because you obviously pay less while it's charging in the cheaper times of the day, but if you export on the peak times, then you get paid more for it compared to if you do it at any other point in the day. In order to change when I will charge the battery, I'll just go into this setting and I'm changing these values. So I've already done it. The Octopus Compare app will tell me if I want to use a device, what the best time to use it to get the cheapest amount will be. So say if I've got like the washing machine on, it'll run like an hour, then that'll cost me 4.91p per kilowatt if I start at 6 o'clock. And then it takes 3 hours to charge the battery, so I would look at the 5 o'clock one, so I'd run it from 5 till 8 in the morning. But what I would actually do, instead of just having it run from 5 till 8, if I did that and then just let the battery start discharging from 8 o'clock, it would mean that there's a potential chance that the battery will run out of juice by the time we hit peak time. So in order to make sure that I always cover that expensive charge, I will start the battery running from 4 o'clock, which is when the peak time is. And then it also means that any expensive times, as you can see from where we are right now. So we hit peak time, then it drops down to about 18p, and then it slowly falls off. And for as long as possible, you want the battery to keep going until you hit those cheap times. But yeah, that's just an insight on what I'm doing at the moment. That will change when life and money changes. I'm happy to run these 24/7 and pay out of pocket, but just right now that's not really possible. So yeah, this is what I'm doing to try and optimize on costs, but always to mine as much as I physically can, essentially. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you in the next one.